Okay, the second.
There's slide.
Guys, we're at 25 seconds.
Guys, better be ready. Hey, remember, it's another run through.
Here we go.
No, it's not.
Why not say this?
Plus 2,000 something eyes looking at me.
2,560.
Michelle, you got the shot.
Why not set?
That's 6.
Is Katie?
Alright, 10 seconds left. You guys got this, alright?
Oh, you're not on that.
Welcome to the first episode of Tiger News for Try 2.
I'm one of your main anchors, Will. I'm Noah. I'm in charge of covering sports.
I'm Michaela, and I'm your new weather host.
And I'm Mackenzie, your other main anchor.
All
We got
right.
some exciting things to try too. I'm really excited for some of the segments that we've got going on. It's going to be really, really
Exactly.
fun.
So, a lot of it's new stuff, so I mean, it's going to be really exciting for to see what those turn into and just how it goes over the trimester.
All right, now let's go over to our interviewer, Julia, who's here with some of the students from the speech team.
I'm back. Hi, Farmington. Did sports last drive. Now I'm here. Oh, I'm on your stool. But I'm here with the speech team. Are you guys? Can I get you guys' names, teachers, grade?
So I'm Cass Johnson. I'm one of the senior captains.
I'm Devin McCarthy. I'm a junior captain.
I'm Kaylee Felch. I'm a senior captain.
I'm Miss Beckman, I'm an assistant coach.
And I'm Miss Bellman, and I'm assistant coach. Cool. So, can one of you guys tell me what is speech?
Kaylee, do you want to take that one?
Sure. Okay, speech is basically competitive talking. So we compete in different categories. There are like informational categories. There are like interpretive categories. And we go to these competitions and we compete against other people from other schools. And we're basically judged on our pieces.
Cool. So, what are not all but some of the categories you guys compete?
So some of the categories for like informational would be like great speeches, and that'd be one of those things where you would analyze like a speech that's been performed like throughout time, or like interpretive categories, stuff like drama, interpretation is probably exactly what you expect, which has like a script and stuff like that.
Cool. And why do you recommend people join?
Devin, you want to take this one?
I guess I just kind of recommend people to join because it can really help with your public speaking skills. And overall, it's just a fun experience to get to know more people around the area and in different schools, but doing something that we all kind of bond with.
And I will also hop on that too. I know it's something that colleges look for. It's an academic extracurricular for. They don't necessarily look for it, but it's a great thing to have on there because it's showing that you are academically involved and that you're doing something to kind of push yourself. We have a lot of students that join just because they want to get better at speaking. They say, you know what, I'm actually terrified of speaking. I want to get better at it. So we've had students join for that as well.
Cool. So, why do you guys recommend people join?
Well, I would say to join because it is super fun. It's probably not what you expect when you think of speaking is talking in front of a big group of people. It's not like that at all. People are great. It's really fun. Yeah.
And I would probably recommend that people join the speech team because overall, as Kaylee said, it's a really fun experience. And it's a lot of public speaking and a mix of that and more of a theatrical aspect depending on the category that you pick. And overall, it's just like so much fun and there's a lot of great bonding experiences and you get to meet people from other schools who do the same thing as you. So it's just so much fun.
And lastly, how can people join speech?
We have a Schoology group where you can certainly join by looking at the numbers for the Schoology group. In addition, next week in Miss Stout's room, both Miss Beckman and I will be there to help the team get ready for this upcoming season. So you can certainly drop by anytime after school and we'd be there to help you get started.
Cool. Thank you guys for coming down. Now I think we're going back over to the desk.
All right, so speech looks like it's really a whole lot of fun. Like anything out of school is always pretty fun to do, especially when you have friends in it.
Yeah, I mean, they all seem like a really great group of people. I think I would always I'm super, I talk a lot, but
Yeah.
I think it would be really fun to join something like that, especially when you have friends that are into what you do, so.
Exactly, yeah, it's always a good part about being in an extracurricular activity, just sharing that sort of thing that you have with your friends.
For sure.
All right, 3 FHS alumni from the class of 2019 recently stopped by at the studio to share the great opportunity. You can participate. Michaela Gorman has more on that story.
Good job, guys.
I'm Sam Castillo.
Hey Noah, wave at the camera if you can hear me.
So do you guys want to tell me a little bit about what you do?
My name is Sam Castillo. I'm the owner and creator of New Beginnings Moving. We started January 4th of this year. This here is Dylan Pitzenberger. He's my crew and company manager. This right here is Tanner Roush. He's my foreman. He helps with training the new guys. Really what we're doing and why we're here is because we created a blanket drive that we want to fundraise and give back to the community and bring it to St. Paul. We're going to be going to a couple different donation centers, some Catholic charities, and some women's shelters in Egan and Hastings. And we'll be donating these to the people who really need them and giving back to the community and giving so much.
Hello. Welcome to Master Control.
Hello.
Master Control Gang. This is my gang, the Master Control Gang.
I didn't sign up to be a part of that gang.
Good.
You're born into it, pretty
Okay,
much.
this is Katie. She's a producer. Hey, camera 6, so you zoom out a little bit. Sorry.
Blankets very recently, and thanks to our community and the support around us, we've actually. What we want to do is keep the ball rolling, so we can keep going next month. See how many blankets we can actually get.
There you go. Stop right there. Okay. Make sure to tell them to stay kind of close together.
So we appreciate all the support we can get from everyone in the school.
That's awesome. So how did you guys come up with this idea?
This idea we came up with
Okay, we're over
came from the
halfway
meeting that
through.
Tanner mentioned we
Next
had.
we have
We wanted to
stories.
create a
Yeah.
foundation and the basis of who we are rather than just a moving company. We wanted to show people what our morals stand for and what we want to represent ourselves to the public and our communities. And we know that this community has given so much to us, so with the resources we do have, we want to be able to give back to the people who have already given us so much, and we want to continue to pay it forward.
That's awesome. So where are you guys donating?
The first thing we'll be doing is
What I'm
sending
gonna say.
directly out to the homeless. We'll be
Sorry,
having a
it's fine, I
positive
was
note
like-
with the blankets to go along with them. And then whatever's left over, we'll be donating to the Union School, Catholic Charities, the Salvation Army, and then after that we'll be giving some to the women's shelter up in Egan and possibly
stand by.
in Hastings as well. Thank you everybody for letting us join. We'd just like to say let's keep this ball rolling, spread the word about this blanket drive. We want to spread more good towards our community, so thank you. We appreciate it.
All right, this contest will run all next week with ramp classes. The ramp class that brings the most blankets will win a pizza party that will take place the first Friday after break.
All right, one person from each ramp class will deliver blankets to room 2113, and they will be counted. In the event that there is a tie, those ramp classes will be put into a jar, and Mr. Pickers will pick the winner.
This sounds like such an awesome event. It's awesome to see that FHS alumni are giving back to the community and trying their best to
Yeah, I know.
keep people warm during these cold times, especially when people don't have the
It's like that whole giving people who need it.
Yeah.
It's just lying around.
Yes.
Like, oh, I don't need that.
Right.
Somebody else out there does.
right, and it's awesome that we can also have a competition with it. So make sure you donate blankets.
All right, Time Magazine just released Greta Thunberg as its 2019
yes, okay.
climate activist, regularly addresses
watch
climate issues with her experience.
Yeah, that's good.
She's
Good job,
inspired
guys.
millions across dozens of
Doing really well.
In September, she
Keep
became
going.
the United Nations and called the world leaders together and called the world leaders together and addressed how the climate issues the Earth is facing. Despite having Asperger's, Greta still finds a way to remain strong and maintain leadership actions. While Greta admits that there's some leaders, she still admits that the big problem that the Earth is facing is CEOs and politicians making empty promises to better the Earth's climate.
I think that's so cool. I don't think I'd ever be able to stand up in front of a bunch of politics and tell them that there's something going on with our Earth and that we need to fix it. I think it's important that she's stepping up and doing that.
Exactly, and she's like 16 years old. So that's around our age, and that's really awesome.
He'll be fine.
I have an eye up because I want to not shoot up there.
As the year is coming to a close, Twitter has looked back on some of the top tweets from 2019. A video of the member from the K-pop band named BTS was the third most liked tweet on Twitter, with 2.4 million likes. The video consisted of him dancing to the song Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Coming in second was a world record egg. The goal of the account was to get the most retweets in Twitter history, which they were on their way to doing with nearly 1 million retweets and 582.1K likes. Until the BTS fans could show the top. Coming in first with 1.6 million likes was the baseball team from the Texas baseball team running down the hallway from a small duck. The video was captioned "Watch at your own risk," but in all honesty was full of cuteness.
find that pretty funny how like these grown adults are just running away from.
Yeah, and the duck was really small, so it was like
It's like a baby duck.
yeah, it was like a duckling or something. It was
Oh my gosh.
really cute. But I remember when the World Record Day came out, like at the beginning of this year in January, and they were passing up.
Hey guys, welcome to Behind the Scenes. Allie is shooting all this stuff for you guys, so you can see behind the scenes what we do.
Kind of funny how like remember when most people it was like somebody's baby.
Yes.
Even before I found out the eggs. So.
Right. Okay. Speaking of Twitter, follow us at FHS_Tiger News on Twitter and Instagram. Our very own Julie Werner runs our social media pages, and Kindly Collier has more about her. And then continuing on to Clash and Clash.
Kinley.
This week I made a chance to speak with our very own Tiger News, Julia Warner.
I've been a producer, so I did it last trimester.
I'm good to go in that, right?
Second trimester last year. And then I've also done graphics. I did that my sophomore year. And then the same semester I did weather, switched on and off to the senior. And then last trimester I did sports. I've also made segments like Spitfire last trimester where I didn't really do much. I ran a camera, but like that was not my main job.
She has done a lot of different jobs, but one is her favorite.
My favorite job has to be being the sports anchor because I liked editing the football highlights every week. I love editing, so it kind of, and I like sports, so like it was kind of marrying both of my two kind of things that I liked together. And it was fun to go on air every week, even though I was a little bit nervous, but I've worked my way to not being so nervous, and I'm got pretty good at it towards the end.
Julia does a lot here in the studio.
I've always liked video. I liked video since I was a little kid. I've been making videos on iMovie for a while now. I don't like iMovie anymore. I like Premiere better, but no. So I made videos on iMovie when I was little. I got my first camera when I was about 6 and I started recording.
Halfway through the day now.
But I got my high school decided to take video 1, and it was a big decision because I love doing video 2. It's not only here to go cost this time what it feels like, but I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of something that's just always been with me.
Tiger News is a very hands-on class for any student interested.
I would recommend Tiger News because it's a family. We become closer as the premise goes on. And it's a really good experience if you want to get into this kind of thing, if you want to get into broadcasting and news in the future. But it's also just a good art credit. That's kind of what I took it for.
Okay, you guys good? No questions?
Kind of neat art credit, so it's a good class.
Remember, when that graphic comes up, start walking. Just keep talking, don't stop talking when you're walking.
Since I'm a senior, I'm going off to college. I'm glad to go to St. State. Both there and maybe in mass communications. See a little bit of TV, radio, trying to have to do some radio too.
Yeah, that's
Hi, I'm Kenzie.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Brandon. And I'm Dylan.
And this is our new segment called Clash with Clash.
And this will be something we'll be doing every week.
We've chosen 8 secret classrooms to come in and have fun activities and trivia period.
But you won't know if you've been chosen until we show up.
At the finale of this bracket we created, whoever wins
Alright, 10 seconds left.
the winner of the bracket will receive an awesome prize at the end.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Friday with our first edition of Clash with Clash.
Alright, so Classroom Clash looks like it's going to be a whole lot of fun.
I know, I'm really excited for it. I mean, me and my friends were kind of hosting it. It's going to be really fun. The prize at the end, I think it's going to be fun watching like as it develops and goes on through like classrooms, and it'll get them like, you know, super competitive, and I think it'll be fun to get people involved in the Tiger News as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard it was going to be a pretty cool prize.
Yep, it is. So, Michaela, what do you got for us for weather?
I have a Today in History for you guys.
Oh yeah.
So today in history,
Astronaut Gene C. climbed into his lunar lander on the moon and prepares to lift off. He is the last man to set foot on the moon, which I find very interesting. He's the last man must have been a big accomplishment. So for today, for weather, we have some snow. Again, it's Minnesota. We have a high of 29 and a low of 10. On Saturday, it's going to be mostly cloudy with a high of 13 and a low of -8. On Sunday, it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 5 and a low of -2. And on Monday, it's yet again partly cloudy with a high of 17 and a low of -1, or high of and low of 1. And we will be out of the negatives. And on Tuesday, it's mostly sunny. Thank God for sun. And there'll be a high of 13 and a low of 2. Now back to the desk.
All right, thank you, Kayla. Next year, Farmington Public Schools are changing their start and end times. They're changing the start and end times to help students get a better learning experience. Elementary students are inclined to go to bed early and wake up early. So in order to help their prime learning time, they are making the smart time change to 7:40 and end time at 2:10, except for Farmington Elementary, in which they start at 8:10 and end at 2:55. The change is going to allow literacy block to take place before lunch. The middle schools are changing the start time to a later time, at 8:40, and end at a later time at 3:30. Because it has been proven with more than 2 decades of research that later start times help with students have a better academic performance, improve graduation rates, and decrease in depression. As for us, high schoolers are prone to go to bed later and wake up later too. Farmington High School will officially start at 8:10 and end at 2:55. These times will officially take place and come into play during the 20 to 21 school year. Lucky for me, I don't have to be up earlier, so since I'm a senior, I'll be moving on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, I don't know if you get, I don't know about you viewers out there, but those 10 minutes, like those could really be anything for me in the morning. And like I don't know how I'm gonna adjust next year with not having those extra 10 minutes in the morning.
But you know, you'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll figure it out somehow.
All right, now with Noah Halverson in the gym with the coaches for both boys and girls basketball. What's going on, Noah?
Oh, no.
Is there no sound?
Those gotta rub
Is there no sound?
What happened? Playing some good basketball today. Best after going to the season Tuesday against Bloomington Jefferson.
It's hands-on learning, that's best.
How are you guys gonna, or what are you guys gonna do to prepare to win your
They can't hear it
section
in there,
this
so they're
year?
like, oh my god, there's no sound.
We just focus on how
I
we want
think
to
they're
play
like,
each and every night. Just continue to talk about the process and continue to get better.
So we have a live, you have me in the shot there?
Yeah.
Hi, we have a live shot right now going from the main gym back to the studio right now. So it's a little hectic, but he's doing a great job.
All right, Mr. Johnson. How are you guys gonna prepare to win, or to go past the first round of sections this year?
Coming into the season, that's one of our team's goals is to have a home playoff game and go win in the first round. And we think our section is wide open this year, so our guys are working hard to accomplish that goal.
He doesn't think it's
reminds
me of an avid
guys
trash.
that
Sam
put a
just
lot of time
brings and
in,
went.
that's definitely what we're doing this year.
Last question, Ms. Carpenter. How do you feel that Molly Mogensen beat her mom's scoring record?
I think it's great for the Mogensen family. I think it's an awesome accomplishment. Her dedication and all of her hard work has paid off. Just a special moment because both of those people have done so much for the Farmington basketball program and our team.
All right, that's it. We're gonna take it back to the desk.
All right, thanks Noah for talking to our coaches. I think this season's gonna be really cool. I mean, I am part of the girls basketball team, and you know, it's really like a family dynamic that we have, and I'm always super glad to step on the court and play with someone as well.
Yeah. Best wishes to any of the varsity players out there, or any basketball players at all. Good luck for the upcoming season. All right.
Take one.
South Children's Hospital staff welcome a new coworker, and his name is Rocket. Rocket is a golden.
So we can bounce back. That was our first one. That's like literally the first thing that's come back. So
Rocket is the first.
which pretty good. And which that wasn't even that bad. So
His position was financially supported by the community support of the Holland Sound District. Most emotional support animals are not allowed to be present during this process. But these specialized training, Rocket is disabled from Brian's patient sides at the time. Rocket was formerly used to hospital staff and patients last day was It's always good to hear about dogs. It's anything dogs.
I know. I'm a huge animal person. I love dogs. I have 3 dogs of my own, but that I have. They're a little bit crazy, but I think that the dog kind of reminds me of like Zenith and Miss Pierce's dog, and it's and they come during finals week and they give us like emotional support dogs and how people are extremely stressed out.
It's just like holding presents during finals.
Yes.
It helps.
Exactly. I think it's really, really cool.
All right. Congratulations goes out to Farmington debate team who just won the JV Novus State Tournament.
The pairs going to the quarterfinals are William Morgan and Michael Copperstein, and Zaw Patrick and Olivia Bayer. The debate season continues through the end of January.
Ready, Evan?
All right, now on to 2 brand new segments called Admin Minute and Mind Games.
Hi.
I'll probably be
I'm
back.
Mr. Mung. First, admin minute here at Farmington High School. Today, since I won the opportunity to do this first on a whole admin team, my boss, Mr. Rickens, decided that I should give some reminders about our flexible spaces in the building. So let's give you a couple of reminders. There's one space, the Commons. Now the Commons is a place where you get to kind of hang loose. You get to have some food and not get pinched about it. And you can use like group voices in there.
Hi, welcome back. Come on in. You want to go in the studio? We're in a commercial right now.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
This is our last big chunk of stuff, guys. Then we just have Spitfire.
Caitlin's being
That's the tiger eye. Go in more, a little more, right there.
But we have no food in there. You're respectful about the voices, and you clean up after yourself no matter what. And always be respectful of the whole place between people and getting work done in those booths. And then lastly, a close second, near and dear to my heart, is the Chamber of Silence. Did you hear that last word, ladies and gentlemen? Chamber of Silence. That means that you are whispering. It isn't a collaborative workspace. It is a space where you can get individual work done, but if you got to talk to somebody. Thank you. If you have any questions, you know where you can find me. I'll be right in Mr. Pickens' office, so check there first. Otherwise, have a great day. Hey, what's up, Farmington? I'm welcome to the very first episode of Mind Games. We're going to have you answer trivia questions while doing very, very good practice. Hi, I'm Andy. I'm the co-host of Mind Games. Let's go find our first person. All right, so welcome to our first ever contestant on Mind Games. Oh, what's your name here?
Lorelai.
All right, so Lorelai, you tasked to hop on one foot? All right. All right, so answer this question. What is the equation for the Pythagorean theorem?
I'm gonna remember this. Oh God. Yeah, I can't tell you.
She knows all
I can't remember that one. What is it?
She skipped class every day.
I don't think that's right.
Yes, that is correct. All right, let's give a round of applause for what's your name again?
Lorelai.
All right, thank you very much. Hi guys, what's your names?
Julia. Kinley.
All right, so for the first one, you guys will spin around in a circle. All right, so for the question, no, just keep going. Okay, so for the question, what date is the winter solstice this year?
Tomorrow. December 20th.
30 seconds.
I don't know. It's 21st.
We have a 4 shot here?
No, it's a 3 shot.
Oh, 3, I'm sorry.
You're good, Patrick.
She reset it to touchy.
Come on.
The answer was December 21st.
Stand by.
I'm sorry we took so long. Tomorrow.
All right. Noah, what's our trivia question of the week?
All right. How many 60-point games has James Harden had in his career? You got 2, 3, 4, or 5. You don't know who James Harden is? He plays for the Houston Rockets in the NBA. The answer is 4 times. Now, with sports, Farmington boys basketball played last Friday against Chanhassen. This was their first non-conference away game as they won by a score of 66-58. Carter Hushka had 15 points and Kyle Hernzer had 14 points. On Tuesday night, they played against Bloomington Jefferson. They won by a score of 55-42. Carter Hushka had 10 points and Gabe Bassett had 12 points. Farmington girls basketball played last Friday against Hopkins. This was a big game as they played the #1 team in the state, averaging 86 points per game. This year's theme for the girls is family. Hopkins, they're warming up. All right, so Hopkins came out strong as Paige dishes the ball to Taylor Woodson for the and one. Paige would end up with 31 points for the Royals. Molly Mogensen dishes the ball to Sophie Hart for a bucket. Sophie Hart and Paige both had 12 points. Paige had a nice drive with the floater. The girls ended up losing those 77-52. On Thursday, they had a bounce back win against Edina. The final score was 78-34. Caitlin Moore led the team with 15 points, followed by Peyton Blandon, who had 13. Way to go, ladies. Girls hockey played Tuesday night against Egan. They won 3-2. On Thursday night, they played against Eden Prairie and lost by a score of 1-3. Farmington boys hockey played Tuesday night against Rochester Mayo and won by a score of 4-1. They also played Thursday night against Egan and they won by a score of 2-1 in overtime. The Farmington dance team hosted their home invitational on November 23rd. The varsity jazz team placed second and the varsity kicks team placed first, beating Lakeville South for the first time ever. This was also their first time competing this season. Way to start the season strong, girls. Let's take a look and listen at the Farmington dance team. Alright, Farmington Tigers boys swim and dive had a great start to their season last Friday where they defeated Eastview on December 11th. They took on Hastings and produced another win. Their next meet is against Prior Lake tonight at 6 p.m. at Hidden Oaks Middle School. Good luck, guys. Alright, thanks for Noah on the sports. Now we're moving on to Advent Spitfire with the moving on, I guess.
Good job, Tom.
What's up? I'm back. Season 2. I like episode 2, so there's no first draft. Whatever. But this week, drop this game. What's the nickname of this game? Dwight. The Electric City. What number did Kevin create the Ball's books? No, 11.
Good job, guys. Next, you guys are just going to come back and then throw it to the kid. Hey, that's well.
We
keep going through it. I'll send out passes. Or send out an email.
Yes, sir.
Well, there goes my bell right here.
What company owns
It's not even the right car.
smaller just a little bit.
Right.
And,
30 seconds left.
who would like to hit this call? What type of farm does the white run? Alright, finally, this is my own theory, but who is the strength stranger? It's Toby. That's it. Thanks for joining me. Now back to the desk, I guess. Got to leave.
Classrooms are our teacher's office space. Caitlin can say as more about one of the many teachers here, Miss Lawi.
This week, I got the chance to speak with social studies
Good job.
teacher.
Make sure you guys ad-lib a little bit more between stuff like that, because we need time to scroll through the admin timeline in order to bring up the next shot. That was good, just make sure you do a little bit like more talking, like, hey, that was a cool feature, blah, 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 blah. Now we have the Vina.
Alright,
Sick. Alright, now we're gonna go to a 5-shot.
So I actually, interestingly enough, have a degree in journalism and mass communication, a public relations degree, and I really liked that degree, but then when I got out of college, I didn't really find a job that I enjoyed with it, and so I decided to start thinking about another career, and so I really recommend if you have...
Alright guys, don't move, because we have a shot
It's a really
perfect.
good method to see whether or not you want to pursue a certain job, is to job shadow somebody. And so I went to a high school and I hung out with a high school teacher for a day and realized, I knew I wanted to coach, right? Then I realized, hey, I really would enjoy being in the classroom with kids, you know, around this age group. And I also really like the schedule because I do like more of an open schedule during the summer to go and travel. And so it really kind of the pacing of this kind of job is really good for me.
She does a lot more than teach history and psychology.
Other than teaching, I also do some other roles here. I am a cross-country coach, and I've done it for a very long time, and I really enjoy working with runners, and I run myself. And then I also help out with our GSA group, with Gender and Sexuality Alliance. And so we meet Thursdays, mornings and after school. And so feel free to talk to me about that if anyone has interest in becoming involved in that group. And I was involved for a long period of time at the Faith Club, and they meet on Wednesday mornings. And Mr. Hall is now the coordinator for that.
Outside of school, she has traveled to a lot of places.
And I also help to coordinate spring break trips for students on the even years. And so it's for 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. And this year we have a trip going, the one I'm leading is going to Australia and New Zealand. And
yeah, Australia.
We have a few spots left, so if people want to join that, you still can, but you only have a few weeks to do so. And we're shutting it down here very soon. We're almost a filled trip. There's a few spots opened up. We also have a trip going to Belize. We have a trip going to Japan. We have an art-specific trip, but also like we're doing a bunch of other stuff. Going to Europe, specifically France and Italy. And we also have a summer trip going to Costa Rica. So we have a lot of options, and that's what our study abroad program.
30 seconds left. Stand by. Stand by.
You're gonna be on 2.
Stand by.
This is KPK reporting for 5 minutes.
Alright, thanks Kaylin. That's all we have for you guys today. Don't forget to join us next week for our holiday special. I'm Will.
I'm Mackenzie.
I'm Noah.
I'm Julia.
I'm Michaela.
Have a great Tiger Day!
We did it, guys!
Bring it up. Bring it up a little bit. There you go.
Also,